I met you in your America tour. So
Yeah.
you're traveling the entire planet. And what you're doing is you're condensing 5,000 years of wisdom that has come from the Chinese lineage. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Hello everyone, I am here with Master Mantak Chia, who is a Tao spiritual guide and QiGong master from Thailand. And I met you in your America tour. So
Yeah.
you're traveling the entire planet. And what you're doing is you're condensing 5,000 years of wisdom that has come from the Chinese lineage. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, the Taoism go back to many thousand years, and many people involved in teaching. So the whole key, the Tao, into this is they, in the beginning, many thousand years ago, okay, and when the sun set, people quietly and sit down, and then there's nothing to do. And the Taoist way, it go deeper into the body, and they started to aware, hey, this body has so many things. And when they quiet enough, they feel a lot of things happen inside there, and later on they know that there is energy, qi. Okay? So they discover this, and eventually they discover their pattern, their channel. And eventually, it's a whole, we call the most sacred geometry discover and map out. And that is the acupuncture. Meridian and the channel. And that is the most advanced geometry, secret geometry complete. And they discover a Chinese medicine based on the pulse and based on the body and the organs. And they discover that the organs are function in a different way of pulsing and different kind of energy. And they have different function. And that's how from the beginning. So from there until now, the whole discover nothing involved with the belief system.
No beliefs.
No belief system, only
Just
what
what
you
they
can
would
feel
feel.
inside you and what the actually are nature. And the nature, how the body and organ work and how it function.
So that's fascinating that 5,000 years ago, people had this wisdom. And from what I've learned from you, it has been transferred to not very many people in China. I think I remember you saying only 10% of the population knew about this within China.
Yes, that means because the teaching eventually is quite. Some of them they follow the old tradition, and they have. So when they cannot understand more about the body and organ in a modern way, then now in the West advance very fast in
With
the
medicine.
internal organs. That means they're doing good job in anatomy, physiology, and all these
Chemistry.
things. That means the whole Tao involved so much is the inner organ, inner function, inner physiology, how they work.
Yes.
Yeah. And
like the
Tao-
mechanics of it.
Right, the mechanics. And the Tao actually have the continue on of the energy part. And the energy part, so difficult you cannot see them.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's actually a great segue, because the way I see it, I'll share what I have understood, because perhaps it resonates with
Yeah.
other people that have had the same journey as I have. So I focused my whole life on developing my intellect, and later in life I started dancing. So I was an engineer, physicist, and then I started to dance. So I thought that I was developing my intellect, so my mind, as well as exercising and developing my muscles and flexibility and whatnot. What I have discovered is that that's only like a subset, and it kind of builds on top of that. So the way I see it is, so focus on developing the intellect and developing your flexibility and your strength physically, but there's another component on top of that, which is awareness and focus, so that you can introspect. And now you start to see your body and your mind from a completely different perspective. And I think you agree with that concept. Can you say a little bit more about that next step?
I think the West know that, but they don't link into the energy, okay? Because the energy part is the one that runs everything. So we say we have conscious mind and we have subconscious mind. Now the West talk about subconscious mind very clear. It's all the automatic nervous system.
The parasympathetic and sympathetic.
Parasympathetic and the vagus nerve.
Yes.
Because all this automatic nervous system, we say we cannot control it.
Right.
Okay? But in the Tao, they discover that a subconscious mind and conscious mind is we conscious. Are you conscious about it? We are conscious about it.
Right.
Now, a subconscious mind, we don't aware of it, but it still have to work. So the subconscious mind is very important in the Tao practice. And you have to bridge over, and the only one that can bridge them is the Qi, the energy. The energy is the bridge between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. And a lot of unconscious mind, because the people are so much they put that too much in the body.
Outside. Right.
So now in the Tao, we believe that every attention that we put outside, we use a lot of energy and the resources in the body.
Right.
But the body have another part that you cannot be controlled. It's a consciousness.
Right.
They have to run. They have to run the breathing. They have the breathing is between conscious and unconscious.
Right.
Okay, so even in unconscious, is still breathing. If we knock a person unconscious and they don't breathe, they die. You see, so even we knock unconsciously, they're still breathing.
Right.
And now the heartbeat and the digestion, absorption, elimination, and the pulsing is all involved with unconscious. Regulating the hormone system is unconscious. But the Tao believe that you can suggest and you can affecting them, okay? By turning more into the inwardly, because oftentimes when we are too much out, they take power of the subconscious energy. They're going to feed the subconsciousness out. Now you're going to get big trouble with the breathing, big trouble with the heartbeat, big trouble with all the pulsing, digestion get trouble. Because it all
your energy is outside.
Right. Because it takes the energy to be outside. And now the subconsciousness mind have no more power to because if this subconsciousness, if we stop breathing or heartbeat, we die. Okay? Because there is a unconscious control.
So even this component, I understood only in the last 2 years. After I started introspecting, I found Vipassana.
Yeah.
So with silent meditation, I learned to focus and to go inside and to use my breath as a center of focus. Right. And then I understood that's another level. And a lot of people focus their entire life on meditating, but they don't recognize, at least I didn't, that there is another component.
Yeah.
And it's what you're talking about, which is pure energy.
Yeah.
And it makes sense to me as a physicist, everything is energy,
Yeah.
that we're also made out of energy.
Right.
But that is so subtle because people don't even see energy, let alone believe
Yeah.
that we have energy.
Yep, right.
Can you talk to us about emotional wisdom?
You know, emotional also involved with conscious and subconscious. So sometimes we accumulate the emotional without we notice it. Okay? So people make you angry, okay, I'm going to suppress it. So now you accumulate it. So now it's going inside, staying with you, and you don't know when they're going to blow off. That it cannot be controlled. So the Tao said emotional is, Tao really emphasized it. They said emotional like organic garbage. Okay? And people don't know that. They think emotional,
Garbage
organic,
that we stick with.
right. Because if you pile up the organic garbage in your room or in your kitchen, eventually it's going to smell and the worm and the bacteria and worm coming out and fly everywhere. So that's why, so the Tao said, if you know that emotional like garbage, organic garbage, you can compose it. And the simple thing is the earth, we call receptive. So now people hold emotional inside them without conscious.
Without, yeah, exactly.
conscious
Because
of
we
it.
don't even know. I didn't
Yes.
have a clue.
Yes.
So you actually gave a beautiful analogy. You
Yeah.
said the brain is like a computer processor.
Right.
And like when you go to buy a laptop,
Yeah.
you can choose 8 gigabytes of RAM,
Yeah,
the
right.
processing
Right.
system. But
And
the
memory, yeah, is the key.
like 1 terabyte or 2 terabytes,
Right.
that is something else
Right.
within the laptop, right?
Right.
But we have a similar system. Tell us where that storage is.
You know, the West also discovered it, but a lot of psychologists still stick with that because in the West they discovered that the organ have a brain. It can receive, can record, and respond to emotional. That's why they discovered the second brain. They can do the job. So the Tao actually go back to many thousand years. We know that emotional are recording and stored in the organs. And later on they discovered that every organ responds to one emotional. or
Because
feel emotional.
because you mentioned earlier
Yeah.
that when people start meditating and introspecting thousands of years
Yeah.
ago, they realize the pulse,
Right.
and they realize the pulse for each organ is
That
different.
yeah.
So each pulse
When they get
being
sick,
different
the
is
power
like a different
are reflecting.
energy.
Right. So when the power reflecting a different organ, because sometimes a good doctor that they touch the power, you have so much anger in your liver, you know.
A good doctor may say that. I've never had someone tell me that.
because we have too much energy, too hot energy, and the power are different. And they know that, hey, there are some emotional in your organ. So now the Tao said the simple part in the thing is that Mother Earth, like organic garbage, if you return the organic garbage to the Mother Earth, the Mother will compose it. That's simple. Okay? But if you don't properly let go to the earth, if you don't let go, you automatically hold them inside you. That is a simple one.
So that's
you have no control.
So that's great. So that's one. There's a few things I want to say about that. First, when I first met you in LA, when you were doing the America tour, I asked you, wait, so can we, with our intention, have the negative energy that's in the air and then intended to send it to Mother Earth to refine? And you told me, can you establish a relationship with Mother Earth before you send her?
Right. You have to be. So that's why we said the sitting and the soul touch the earth, we call a bubble spring. Okay? That means in that area, a bubbling energy come out.
So
okay?
in the
Right. But the Tao also concerned that when people dump emotional, usually now we either dump to the space or God, okay? We say God in the space there, okay? Or we dump to the other people.
Like
But
if someone is depressed, or like,
Right.
oh God, or help me, or
right,
whatever. So it's
right,
going up.
Going up. But if you, and the human have receptive. So we have so much emotional, I dump on you. Now you take it. But if a negative emotional, you react. And my God, he dumped the garbage on me. He take your garbage, pass his garbage, and he dump me back to you. And that's how the whole garbage dumping society keep on like
So
that.
in the West, I came from high tech.
Yeah.
And so we use a lot of energy
Right.
to do a lot of
And emotional come
a
out.
lot of emotion. So if I send something to you and you're my coworker,
Yeah.
and perhaps you're more refined and you don't send it back to me, but you go with it,
Yes.
right? And you go home, and then
You
someone at
dump on
home.
a lot of time people, they try not to dump on the workplace because you get big trouble, okay? And they go nowhere to get out and they dump on the family.
Right. And so we create this cycle. But
Right.
but with these tools from thousands of years
Yes.
ago,
If
they've
you can
been
calm them down.